Hello, my friend. Before we begin, I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt that English is harder for you than for others? Have you ever felt slow, left behind, or simply not good enough? Maybe you've said to yourself, I'm too old. I always forget. Maybe I'll never get better. If you felt this, you are not alone. You're not late. You're not behind. You're just growing. And growing takes time. This podcast is for you. For the quiet learner. For the one who keeps trying. Even when it's hard. So let's take a breath. Inhale gently. Hold it. And exhale slowly. You showed up today. And that means everything. Let's begin this soft journey. From fear to confidence. Have you ever looked at your English notebook and felt a heavy sigh rise in your chest? Maybe you've whispered to yourself, why is it still so hard? Maybe you've compared yourself to others and thought, they're moving faster than me. Maybe I'll never catch up. Or maybe you've wanted to speak, to express something from your heart in English, but the words just didn't come. If that's you, then this podcast episode is for you. I want to begin today by saying something simple but true. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not alone. You're just in the middle of your journey. And right now you're doing something beautiful. You are listening, learning, and showing up for yourself. That matters. That's powerful. And I'm really glad you're here. Hi, my dear friend. Welcome to this gentle space where English is not about pressure, not about perfection, but about progress, peace, and personal growth. This episode is called From Fear to Confidence. Your English journey. And I want you to hear this not just with your ears, but with your heart. Confidence is possible, even if you feel far from it right now. Even if fear has been your companion for a long time. In this episode, we're going to take a deep, slow breath together and walk through the path that leads from fear to something much stronger. Confidence. Not loud, showy confidence, but the quiet, steady kind. The kind that grows inside of you little by little, as you learn to trust yourself more each day. I know that learning English can feel overwhelming. Maybe you've started many times. Maybe you've stopped. Maybe people around you speak better. Or maybe no one speaks English at all, and you feel like you're walking this road alone. But my friend, you're not alone now. I'm here with you. And so are thousands of other learners around the world. People just like you listening right now in their homes, on their walks after work, before sleep. Hoping, dreaming, trying. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale slowly. Hold it. And exhale gently. Again, inhale hope. Hold it softly. And exhale doubt. Good. Let your shoulders relax. Let your heart be open. You are safe here. In this episode, I'll share with you why fear shows up when we learn a new language. I'll talk about how fear is not the enemy, but often a sign that you care. I'll tell you a story, a true or perhaps fictional one, about someone who felt afraid too, but kept going step by step until their confidence bloomed like a flower in spring. I'll share simple reflections and easy tips that you can use every day. And most of all, I'll remind you, again and again, that your journey is valid. Your effort is enough. Your voice is worth hearing. So if you've been carrying quiet worries, if you've been feeling stuck or small, this episode is your gentle reminder that progress doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it breathes slowly. Sometimes it simply says, I showed up today. You showed up today. And I'm so glad you did. Now let's begin this journey, from fear to confidence. Together. Let's take a deep breath again, just for a moment. Inhale gently. Hold it. And exhale slowly. That's right. Let your body relax. Let your heart soften. Now let's begin this gentle reflection. Today we're talking about something deep, something real. Not grammar. Not vocabulary. But something that lives inside your chest. Fear and confidence. Fear is something we all know. Fear is that voice in your head that says, what if I make a mistake? What if they laugh at me? What if I'm not good enough? Fear makes your hands cold when you speak English. Makes your heart beat faster when you try to talk. Makes you feel small, even when you know many words. But here's something I want you to remember. Fear is not bad. Fear does not mean you are weak. In fact, fear often means you care. When we care about something, we don't want to lose it. When we care about our English, we don't want to mess up. That's where fear is born. But fear is not the end of the story. Fear is just the beginning. Imagine this. You are holding a small glass jar in your hands. Every time you study English, just for 5 minutes, you drop a tiny drop of water into that jar. First, it feels like nothing. Just a drop. But if you keep going day by day, week by week, soon the jar starts to fill. That jar is your confidence. And confidence grows one drop at a time. Many people think confidence is something you must have before you speak. But that's not true. Confidence is not a gift that appears one day. Something we build. Slowly, gently, just like climbing a hill one step at a time. Even if the steps are small, you are still going up. Sometimes we wait too long to feel confident. We wait until we feel ready. But my friend, what if you don't have to wait? What if confidence doesn't come first? What if courage comes first? And confidence follows. You don't have to feel perfect to begin. You just need to take a step. And when you take that step, even with fear in your heart, something magical happens. You start to trust yourself. You start to believe, maybe I can do this. That's the beginning of confidence. Let me give you another picture. Imagine you're planting a little seed in the ground. That seed is your dream, to speak English freely, to feel proud, to connect with others. When you plant it, it's invisible. It's under the soil. For a long time you see nothing. But deep down something is happening. The seed is working. It's pushing, growing, moving slowly. And one day, a tiny green leaf breaks the surface. Your effort has become visible. That moment is confidence. And it all started with small, quiet care. But sometimes we make a mistake. We look at someone else's tree, their English tree. It's big, it's tall, and we feel like our seed is nothing. We forget how long they've been watering it. We forget how deep their roots are. My dear listener, your journey is not their journey. Your growth is not their growth. You are not late. You are not behind. You are simply growing in your own time. Another thing we often forget is that fear is not only in English. Fear lives in many places. Fear of failing as a parent. Fear of being misunderstood. Fear of not being good enough at work. Fear of change. And sometimes when we feel this fear in life, we bring it into our learning. We start to believe that we are not smart enough, not talented enough, not strong enough. But let me tell you this with all my heart. English is not only about intelligence. It's about courage. It's about emotion. It's about connection. It's about showing up when it's hard and saying, I will keep going. So if you've been thinking, I'm too old to learn, or I'll never sound like a native speaker, please pause, breathe, and ask yourself, is that fear speaking? Or truth? Because the truth is this. Confidence is not a perfect accent. Confidence is not knowing every word. Confidence is not fast speaking. Confidence is a feeling. Calm, quiet belief in yourself. Trust that, yes, you are learning. Yes, you are improving. And yes, you have something to say. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be you, with your voice, your rhythm, your story. And your story is important. Even if you say it slowly. Even if you pause. Even if you search for words. You are still speaking. You are still growing. You are still brave. So now I want to leave you with a soft thought, like a whisper in your ear. You don't need to be fearless to learn English. You just need to walk with fear, gently. And keep going anyway. Every small step you take is a victory. Every word you try is a seed of confidence. Let the fear come. It's okay. Let it sit beside you. And then step forward anyway. Because on the other side of fear is something beautiful. And it's already inside you. It's called confidence. And yes, it is growing. Let me tell you a story now. Quiet, powerful story. It's not about someone famous. Not about someone on a stage. It's about someone ordinary. Someone like you. Her name was Lina. Lina was 48 years old when she decided to learn English again. Not for school. Not for a job. Just for herself. You see, Lina had lived in a small town her whole life. She was a mother, a wife, a worker at a small bakery. Every morning, she woke up at 5 a.m., kneaded dough, made warm bread, smiled at customers. She was kind, soft-spoken, always helping others. But inside, she had a quiet dream. A dream she never told anyone. Lina wanted to speak English. Not perfectly. Not like a native speaker. She didn't want to move to another country. She just wanted to understand the movies her children watched. She wanted to write a birthday message to her online friend in Canada. She wanted to speak to the tourist who came into the bakery and smiled, trying to order coffee in her town. She wanted connection. That's all. But she was scared. She had tried before. Many years ago in school, she failed her English test. Her teacher had laughed at her accent. Her classmates had giggled when she mispronounced a word. So she stopped. For 20 years, she carried that fear like a shadow. I'm not smart. English is too hard. It's too late. Those thoughts lived in her mind like old furniture. Always there, always dusty, always heavy. But then, one day something changed. Lina's youngest daughter came home from school with a new phone and showed her how to use YouTube. Lina found a slow English video by accident. It was gentle, kind. The speaker used simple words. Lina listened. And for the first time in a long time, she didn't feel stupid. She felt curious. So the next night she listened again. Then again. Then again. 10 minutes before bed. Not for results. Not for anyone else. Just for herself. At first she didn't understand everything. But that was okay. She told herself, I don't need to understand everything. I just need to understand something. And slowly she did. She began writing down words she liked. Hope. Soft. Still. Believe. Courage. She didn't memorize them. She just kept them like little treasures. One day, she saw a foreigner enter her bakery. He looked lost. He pointed at a bread roll and said, How much? Lina's heart jumped. Her mouth froze. Fear rose in her throat. But then she remembered a sentence she had heard last night. It's $2. She opened her mouth. Her voice trembled. It is $2, she said. Her accent was thick. Her grammar was not perfect. But the man smiled. Thank you, he said. He smiled back. Her heart beat fast. Not from fear but from something else. Pride. That night she cried. But they were not sad tears. They were soft, healing tears. She whispered to herself, I did it. And for the first time in years, she believed it. Lina didn't take a course. She didn't buy a textbook. She didn't tell anyone. But every day after work she listened. While cleaning dishes. While folding laundry. Just slow, simple English. She let it flow into her ears like a river. And it began to change her. Her confidence didn't arrive with noise. Came quietly. It came when she answered the phone and said, hello. To a wrong number. It came when she sent a message on Facebook to her Canadian friend and typed, Happy birthday, dear friend. I wish you peace. It came when she sat with her daughter and understood half the words in a movie. Not all. Just half. But that was more than before. One day her daughter noticed. Mom, she said, your English is better now. Lina smiled. A quiet smile. She didn't need applause. She just needed that one sentence. That one moment. It gave her something deeper than language. It gave her belief. There were still bad days, of course. Days she forgot words. Days she felt slow. Days she wanted to give up. But every time fear returned, she remembered. She had already faced it once and survived. She could do it again. She was not fluent, but she was free. She was not perfect, but she was proud. She didn't know every word. But she knew she had a voice, and it mattered. Years later, when her daughter graduated from university, Lina sat in the crowd, tears in her eyes. She didn't say much. But she wrote her daughter a small note in English. It said, "I am proud of you. I was afraid to learn English. But I watched you grow. And I grew too. Thank you for showing me that it's never too late to learn. Love, Mom." That note now lives inside her daughter's wallet. A small reminder that confidence doesn't belong only to the young. It doesn't belong only to the talented. It belongs to anyone brave enough to begin again. Lina's story is not in the news. You won't find it in books. But it lives in quiet hearts like yours and mine. It lives in the courage of those who keep going, even when no one is watching. It lives in you. Maybe you're just starting your journey. Maybe you've stopped many times before. Maybe fear still visits you every time you speak. But I want you to remember Lina. I want you to remember her quiet steps. I want you to remember that confidence is not a loud voice. It's a soft whisper that says, "I'm trying." And every time you try, you are already winning. So wherever you are right now, on a crowded bus, in a quiet room, walking alone, I want you to breathe in this truth. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. One small step. One small word. One small drop of water in your jar. That's how Lina did it. That's how you will too. So now that you've heard Lina's story, let's pause. Let's sit with her journey for a moment. Not to rush forward but to feel it. Deeply. Slowly. Because Lina's story is not only about one woman in a small bakery. It's about something inside all of us. The fear of not being enough, and the quiet courage to try anyway. Her story gives us more than inspiration. Gives us lessons. Gentle lessons we can hold in our hearts as we learn English day by day. And the first lesson is this. You do not need to feel ready to begin. Lina was not confident when she restarted her English. She didn't wait until she knew many words. She didn't wait for the perfect book or course. She just listened, slowly, with curiosity. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is just begin. Even if your voice shakes, even if you forget, even if it's messy, you begin. And beginning is brave. The second lesson is, small steps create real change. Did you notice how Lina didn't study for hours? She didn't push herself too hard. She simply listened a little each night. She didn't force it. She welcomed it. 10 minutes, then 10 more. And those small, quiet minutes became something big over time. That's how confidence grows. Not in a straight line, but in gentle, patient layers. So, if you are only learning 5 new words a week, that is enough. If you are only listening to 1 podcast a day, that is enough. You don't need to do everything. You just need to do something. With love. With care. Another powerful lesson is this. Confidence is not the same as fluency. So many learners believe they must be fluent before they feel confident. But Lina showed us the truth. Confidence can come long before fluency. Confidence is not about knowing every word. It's about trusting yourself with the words you do know. It's about saying, I may not be perfect, but I am trying. And that's enough. You don't need native pronunciation to feel proud. You don't need perfect grammar to speak from the heart. What you need is permission. Permission to speak. Permission to grow. Permission to be imperfect and still worthy. And then there is this truth. Mistakes are not the end, they are part of the way. Lina made mistakes. Many of them. She mispronounced things. She used the wrong tense. But she kept going. Because every mistake she made was also a message. A message that said, I'm learning. I'm alive. I'm moving. If you've ever felt embarrassed after speaking English, if you've ever stayed silent out of fear of being wrong, please know, mistakes are a sign of progress. They are drops of water in your confidence jar. And each one matters. There is also something deeper we must remember. Your English journey is emotional. It's not only about words and grammar. It's about fear, shame, pride, joy, loneliness, hope. Lina's tears, both the sad ones and the happy ones, were part of her process. And maybe you've cried too. Maybe you've said to yourself, why can't I do this? But I want you to hear me now. Gently, clearly. There is nothing wrong with you. Learning a language touches something deep in the soul. It brings out memories, doubts, old fears. But it also brings healing, growth, courage. You're not only learning English, you're learning to believe in yourself again. And one more gentle truth. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. Lina never tried to impress her friends. She didn't study to win a prize. She did it quietly for herself. Because her voice mattered. Because her growth mattered. And so does yours. You don't need to speak fast. You don't need a certificate. You don't need to be the best. You just need to be kind to yourself. Keep going. Keep listening. Keep showing up. That is enough. More than enough. So let's reflect now. Slowly, like leaves falling from a tree. What do you feel when you learn English? Is there fear, shame, frustration? If so, you're not broken. You're human. Let those feelings be part of the journey. Don't push them away. Hold them gently. Let them walk beside you like Lina did. And remember this. Every learner who ever became confident first walked through fear. You are not the exception. You are on the same road. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are not too slow. You are steady. You are not too late. You are right on time. And just like Lina, you will find your voice. Not all at once, but word by word, step by step, in your own way. So as we move into the next part of this episode, I want you to carry these lessons with you like quiet treasures in your pocket. Pull them out when you feel discouraged. Whisper them to yourself when you forget. And let them remind you, this journey is not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about softness. It's about continuing, with love, with courage. And with the belief that you are growing, even when you don't see it yet. You are. You truly are. Now that we've talked about fear, confidence, and the emotional journey of learning English, let's move into something simple. Something you can hold. Something you can do. I want to share with you some daily tips. Small steps. Gentle practices. Things you can do to build your English and your confidence every single day. Remember, you don't need to do all of them. Just one is enough. Just one is progress. So let's begin. Tip number 1. Listen to slow English every day, even for 5 minutes. You don't need to understand everything. You don't need to take notes. Just listen. Let the sound of the language flow into your ears like soft music. Choose a podcast, a YouTube video, a story, anything slow and simple. You can listen while you cook, walk, or rest. Over time, your brain will begin to recognize sounds, patterns, words. Like a child learning their first language, you grow by hearing. Listening brings confidence. Not in one day, but slowly, gently. Trust the process. Tip number 2. Speak to yourself in English. Out loud. Every day. Even one sentence. Even one word. Good morning. I feel tired today. The sky is beautiful. Talk to yourself like a friend. Speak in the mirror. Speak while doing chores. Speak softly at bedtime. Why? Because your mouth needs to practice. Your tongue needs to move. And most of all, your brain needs to hear your own voice in English. Feels strange at first, but it works. And over time, you'll feel more natural, more ready, more alive in the language. Tip number 3. Keep an English joy journal. Not a test book, not a grammar book, just a little notebook for you. Each day, write something small in English. One sentence, one word, one happy thought. It could be, today I smiled at a stranger. Or, I learned the word peace. Or, I listened to my favorite English song. This journal is not about being correct. It's about being kind to yourself. It's about building a small bridge between your thoughts and your English voice. A journal can become your safe space, just like this podcast. Tip number 4. Learn in moments, not in hours. Many learners believe they must study for 1 or 2 hours to improve. But the truth is, you can grow in small, tiny moments. 10 minutes in the morning. 5 minutes at lunch. 15 minutes before bed. English can be a quiet companion in your life, not a heavy burden. Learning in small pockets makes it sustainable. Gentle. Possible. You're not lazy. You're busy. And that's okay. Use your moments well. They matter. Tip number 5. Repeat. 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 Repetition is your best friend. Don't chase too many new words. Instead, return to the same podcast again. The same story. The same video. Each time you will hear more. Feel more. Understand more. Confidence grows when something becomes familiar. So don't be afraid to repeat. In fact, celebrate it. Repetition is not failure. Repetition is mastery in progress. Tip number 6. Find one English sentence and make it yours. Choose a sentence that feels beautiful, that gives you strength. Maybe it's, I can do hard things. Or, every step matters. Or, it's okay to go slow. Say it every day. Whisper it when you feel tired. Write it in your notebook. This sentence becomes a seed. Friend. Part of your inner voice. And when fear comes, you will have something gentle to say back. Tip number 7. Surround yourself with English. Softly. This doesn't mean changing your whole world. It means adding small touches of English into your day. Change your phone to English if you want. Put a sticky note on the fridge with a new word. Follow one gentle English page on social media. Let the language live around you like sunlight through a window. You don't have to force it. Just let it be there little by little. Tip number 8. Learn with your heart, not just your head. When you choose what to read or listen to, follow what feels good. Don't only choose what is difficult or academic. Choose stories that make you feel. Songs that move you. Topics you love. Because language is not just knowledge. It's connection. When your heart is involved, your learning becomes alive. And when it's alive, it lasts. Tip number 9. Celebrate the small wins. Every single one. Did you understand one sentence today that you didn't understand last week? Celebrate that. Did you speak to someone even with broken words? Celebrate that. Did you try even when you were scared? Celebrate that. These are not small things. These are miracles. And they matter more than any test score. The more you celebrate your steps, the more steps you will want to take. Tip number 10. Be kind to yourself. Always. This is the most important tip of all. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to a dear friend. If you make a mistake, say, "That's okay. I'm learning." If you forget a word, say, "I'll try again." If you feel tired, say, "It's okay to rest." English is a long journey, and your mind needs your kindness, not your pressure. Be gentle with yourself. That's how true confidence grows. So now take a breath. Let all these tips sit in your heart like soft seeds. You don't need to do them all. Not today. Not tomorrow. Choose one. Just one. Let it become part of your day. Let it grow slowly. And when you feel ready, choose another. This is not a race. This is your journey. And every step you take is beautiful. Even the small ones. Especially the small ones. So now, as we come to the end of this gentle episode, I want to speak to you, heart to heart. Just you and me. Not as teacher and student. Not as expert and beginner. But as two human beings. Walking the same road. I know this road is not always easy. I know it gets quiet sometimes. I know fear still visits you, even after all your effort. I know you may wake up some days and feel tired, discouraged, or unsure of yourself. But here's what I want you to remember. And I want you to hold this like a soft light in your hands. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are growing. You are learning. You are doing something brave. Every single time you press play on a podcast like this. Every time you try to say a sentence in English, even with trembling lips. Every time you write a small word in your notebook. You are building something strong. Something real. You are building a voice that belongs to you. Maybe no one sees it yet. Maybe no one claps or says, "Well done." But I see it, hear it, and I want you to know, every small effort matters. Every little step counts. Confidence doesn't shout. Sometimes it whispers. It whispers, "I showed up today." It whispers, "I'm still trying." And that whisper, is more powerful than you think. So wherever you are listening from, on a quiet bus, in your kitchen, in your room after a long day, pause with me now. Take a deep, loving breath. Inhale. Hold it gently. Exhale slowly. Let your shoulders drop. Let your heart soften. You are safe here. You are not alone. You are exactly where you need to be. And now I want to share with you a few gentle affirmations. You don't need to repeat them out loud. Just let the words touch your heart. Let them plant seeds of peace inside you. I am not behind. I am becoming. It's okay to go slow. My steps still matter. I am learning even when I don't feel perfect. Mistakes are my teachers. I welcome them with kindness. My voice has value. Have something to say. I am stronger than my fear. I am softer than my doubt. Every day, in every way, I grow closer to confidence. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. Let those words stay with you even after this episode ends. Write them down. Say them again tomorrow. Let them become part of your English journey. Not just in your mind but in your soul. Because your journey is not only about language. It's about becoming. It's about rising. It's about trusting that even when you feel small, you are still moving forward. Before we say goodbye for today, I want to leave you with one quote. It's simple, but it lives deep in my heart. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. You don't need more time. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep walking one step at a time, from fear to confidence. And remember, this podcast is always here for you. You can come back to this episode anytime. When you feel stuck. When you feel tired. When you need a soft voice to remind you that you are not alone. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for your courage. Believe in you. Truly do. And I'll be here every step of the way. Until next time, be kind to yourself. Keep learning with love. And never forget, you are already on your way. If you're still here with me now, that means something. It means this message touched a quiet place inside you. It means you're not only learning English, you're learning to believe in yourself again. And that is the most powerful kind of learning there is. Maybe no one sees your effort. Maybe your journey is quiet. But it matters. And if this episode gave you even a small moment of peace, a new word, a new thought, or just a deep breath, then I want to invite you to keep going with me. 'Cause this space is more than lessons. It's a place where your English and your confidence grow side by side. It's a place where you're allowed to go slow, to feel deeply, to learn with kindness. So don't let this be goodbye. Tap the like button to tell yourself, I showed up today. Leave a comment, even just one word, to remind others they're not alone. And hit subscribe, not for me but for you. So that every time you need a voice that understands, a soft lesson, a healing story, a few words that lift your heart, you know exactly where to come back to. This is your corner of the world now. Your safe place. Your reminder that you're not too late. You're not falling behind. You're becoming. New stories. New vocabulary. New courage. Every week. And I'll be right here, waiting for you.